My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I worked for IRS over a decade. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Me and my M&M man. I think you guys rock for listening. My videos are short. They're sweet. They're to the point. I don't want to get me bored or you bored listening to me. So I want to talk to you today about the IRS Form 433B, which is the business financial statement. I have filled out so many I don't want to fill any more out. I only review 433Bs because I've looked at so many. I could have looked at, honestly, 10,000 433Bs. By the way, anytime you turn in a 433B, the revenue officer is going to usually want a 433A, which is the personal side or the individual side of this case. So I want to give you some tips and cautions about turning in the 433B. So when I look at the 433B as an agent, I'm there, what doesn't make sense? And my first thing is there stink on this form, or is this thing really make sense? It really takes a skilled person. I'm not telling you that so you run out and hire me, but I'm just telling you, this thing, if you owe a lot of money, call someone. I don't care who you call your local CPA, your tax attorney, whoever, but someone's got to know exactly that. Make sure this form is spot on. So as I'm looking through it, I've got to make sure this form, as I said, makes sense. The two things I'm looking at the most are assets. What is the value of the assets? What's owed on it? Can an asset be sold to pay the tax? I'm looking at trying to collect taxes when I look at this form. So the big thing is the asset. The second thing, which is huge flags, is the income and expense side, is that in order? And usually this is where the problem. They just don't make sense. So when I look at the financial statements, I may say, oh, there's a loss of 7,000, there's a loss of 10, or there's overage of 12,000. Well, both are problems. If you have a big loss like that, IRS is going to say, well, how are you sustaining yourself? If you got money left over, like $10,000 because everything wasn't reconciled, IRS may want a $10,000 a month payment. So you have to spend a lot of time on page 4 of the 433B. Also, one of the key tips I give you is give the period of time that really reflects uh, what the hardship is that you're going through. IRS allows you to use 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. So if you just had a real good last 3 months, don't give that to IRS because it's really not reflective of maybe seasonal trends. You may want to go back 9 months and give them an average, but make sure that statement makes sense. The RO is going to look at what's left over at the end of the month and make sure the expenses are good authorized expenses that they allow. At the end of the day, whatever you have left over, that's what your IRS payment is going to be if it makes sense. Make sure all your tax returns are filed and stay current. And thank you for listening to my YouTube channel. Me and my M&M gang think you rock.